The episode begins with Mordecai and Rigby walking through the park on an ordinary day, looking for ways to avoid work as usual. They complain about Benson's constant demands and discuss their boredom until they stumble across a flyer for an upcoming video game tournament hosted in a nearby arcade. The moment they see the words, "Game Wizards Tournament," their energy shifts instantly from laziness to pure excitement. Their competitive gaming history resurfaces, and they start hyping themselves up as legendary gaming partners who could totally dominate the competition if they really tried. Rigby brags loudly about his supposed unmatched skills, while Mordecai tries to be more realistic but still gets caught up in the excitement. The stakes feel high for them because winning this tournament means recognition, bragging rights, and possibly a prize that seems unbelievable to both of them. When they arrive at the arcade to sign up, the atmosphere is loud, neon-lit, and filled with skilled gamers, each with unique styles and eccentric personalities. The environment immediately overwhelms them, as it is clear that the competition is far more intense than they expected. They encounter numerous players boasting advanced reflexes, high-tech gaming gear, and flashy reputations. Among them is their soon-to-be antagonist, Garrett Bobby Ferguson Jr., or a similarly intense rival, depending on the episode's structure. A hyper-confident gamer whose arrogance is matched only by his skill. His introduction is dramatic, enhanced by exaggerated lighting, power poses, and the collective admiration or fear of other players. Rigby becomes obsessed with proving himself superior to this rival, turning the competition into something deeply personal. Though Mordecai wants them to stay calm, Rigby's ego spirals almost immediately. He signs them up as a duo, bragging to everyone that they're unstoppable, even though they haven't practiced together in ages. Their dynamic becomes strained early on as Rigby repeatedly undermines Mordecai's attempts to strategize, insisting that his natural talent alone will carry them through. Despite these early tensions, they enter the early rounds of the tournament with some success, mostly because they still know each other's playstyles instinctively. The gameplay sequences are fast, chaotic, and visually exaggerated, with game worlds exploding in vibrant colors, dramatic sound effects, sweeping camera angles, and surreal challenges that push their reflexes to the limit. Their teamwork feels rusty but functional, and the excitement of progressing keeps them motivated even as their arguments intensify. However, as the rounds become more difficult, the cracks in their partnership widen. Rigby becomes increasingly reckless, ignoring Mordecai's calls for communication. In a pivotal moment during a mid-round challenge, Rigby makes a selfish move to secure personal points instead of supporting Mordecai, causing them to nearly lose the match. Mordecai snaps, telling Rigby that his ego is ruining everything. Rigby fires back, insisting that without him, they wouldn't be in the tournament at all. Their bickering escalates into a full argument that leaves both of them frustrated and disconnected. This emotional divide becomes symbolic of the bigger issue: Rigby's insecurity about being overshadowed by Mordecai's natural charisma and leadership. Their conflict reaches a turning point when Rigby is approached by the rival gamer and manipulated into believing that Mordecai is holding him back. Flattered and emotionally vulnerable, Rigby agrees to abandon Mordecai and join the rival's team for the final stages of the tournament. This betrayal hits Mordecai hard, leaving him alone and struggling to stay in the competition. The emotional weight is amplified by the exaggerated reactions from the spectators, who act out the drama as if witnessing a legendary split. Mordecai tries to compete solo, but without Rigby's support, even his best skills fall short. The rival team crushes him effortlessly, and the disappointment is portrayed through stylized slow-motion failures and distorted visuals. While Rigby initially enjoys the validation from the rival team, he quickly realizes he is merely being used. His new teammates ridicule him behind his back, dismiss his ideas, and treat him as expendable. The moment he sees this clearly, his confidence collapses, replaced by guilt for betraying his real friend. Meanwhile, Mordecai sits outside the arcade, processing his anger and disappointment, unsure whether to forgive Rigby or move on. Rigby finally approaches him, stumbling through an apology that mixes genuine regret with typical Rigby panic. Mordecai hesitates at first, but their long friendship and shared history ultimately win out. They reconcile, acknowledging each other's flaws and strengths, agreeing to rebuild trust and fight together again. They return to the arcade just as the final round begins, and insist on rejoining the tournament as a duo. The organizers, recognizing their earlier performance and the dramatic narrative unfolding, allow them back in. Their return is accompanied by triumphant music and exaggerated visual flair, symbolizing a renewal of their bond. They enter the final stage, a massive, surreal game environment filled with explosive obstacles, enemies, and shifting terrain designed to test both teamwork and raw skill. Their coordination returns naturally, stronger than before, fueled by renewed trust and communication. They support each other flawlessly, combining the best aspects of their play styles. Mordecai's strategy and precision with Rigby's chaotic but brilliant improvisation. The climax of the episode features an intense showdown between them and the rival team, culminating in a rapid-fire sequence of tight maneuvers, last-second saves, and over-the-top special attacks. The visuals escalate to full absurdity. The game world cracks open, cosmic forces swirl, and every button press feels like it shakes the arcade. In the final moments, Mordecai creates an opening, Rigby executes a risky finishing move, and together they defeat the rival team in spectacular fashion. The crowd erupts with dramatic enthusiasm, showering them with praise. The victory is short-lived, however, as an unexpected surge in the arcade systems overloads the cabinet, causing the game machine to malfunction and spark wildly. The tournament organizers panic as the machine begins to collapse, generating dangerous energy waves reminiscent of previous surreal regular show events. Mordecai and Rigby barely escape before the machine explodes in a burst of neon pixels and electrical chaos. Though they don't receive an official trophy because of the destruction, everyone acknowledges them as the true winners of the tournament. The final scene brings everything back to the familiar tone of everyday park life. Benson is furious when they return late and covered in arcade debris, but after hearing a heavily exaggerated version of their adventure from Rigby, he simply groans and assigns them extra chores. Mordecai and Rigby laugh it off, satisfied with their victory and relieved that their friendship emerged stronger than before. The episode ends with them planning to practice together again, joking about becoming real video game wizards someday.